Welcome students for today's class. Today we are going to see the lab program 4. The question says that implement simple ESS and with transmitting nodes in wireless LAN by simulation and determine the performance with respect to transmission of packets. The meaning of this program is you should have some of the nodes and you have to connect that nodes using wireless LAN. It means that the nodes will not be connecting with each other via your wired. It has to be wireless. And but you are going to implement this ESS. What is this ESS? This is nothing but extended service set. Let me open one more document file. I will write down the keywords so that it will be easy for you to remember, and along with me, if you want to write also, you can write down the small notes. So what is the full form of ESS? These all questions you can get in your Viva question. It will be extended service set. Some of the important points I will write down in this WordPad. So now this extended service set you are going to implement on these nodes where the number of nodes you can design. They have not mentioned how many number of nodes you are going to utilize. Once you have been connected with all this, you have to determine the performance. The performance in the sense you have to find out the throughput. So that throughput, there is a formula. So we need to apply that formula and we are going to find out the how many packets, how much time it has been taken, or from one single point to another point, how much throughput value it is taking, that we are going to calculate. So now we will see what is actually the meaning of all this ESS. As we are going to do this, what we will do is, first thing is, we have to create the simple wireless one topology we are going to create. So what we are going to do, the first thing, we are going to create the topology. So in this topology, what I should use, let's take, I will use two mobile nodes. Okay, so two mobile nodes in the sense the mobile nodes can be of any of the signal. It is not mandatory that your both the mobile nodes will be in the same area. Okay, so mobiles, what is happening actually in the mobiles, the signals, everything is wireless. So if there are two mobile phones and you are going to send the packets or message from one mobile phone to another mobile phone, so how you are going to send? You know that every mobile phone will have one like range. Okay, so within that range or within that area you will be able to send the message. If it will be more than that range, you cannot send the message. So here what I'm going to do is, these two mobile nodes I will consider as my two normal nodes. Okay, so here I need to consider the range or boundary where I'm going to send the packets or message from one place to another place. So whenever I will set my boundary, I have to give some of the range. So let some of the range in the sense, let's take as 1000 into 1000. Okay, so that is not my, that is my range. So my x-axis will be 1000, my y-axis will be 1000. So within 1000 to 1000 boundary, my two mobile nodes will be present, and they will be roaming inside that axis, inside this x cross y axis, and you are going to send the packets in between that. So if it will go outside of the range, then your packet will get lost. And also one more thing, whenever in some of the x and y coordinate system, if one mobile node is present and one more mobile node is going to send the packets to them, then that time maybe the first mobile node will move from that place to, and it will go to another place. So in that case also your packets will get dropped. So in this wireless LAN, if the range will not be proper, then sometimes we are going to have the packets, all these things will get lost. So what will happen is all these nodes, they will be into opposite end of the boundary. Okay, these two nodes will be opposite of the boundary. So whenever they will start moving from one place to another place, they will build a TCP connection in between them. So what kind of connection they are going to build? They will build the TCP connections. These all are your Viva question answers. They will build the TCP connections, because we know that we have to set up these things because we are going to send the packets in between the two nodes. So what will happen? So these two mobile nodes are going to set the TCP connections in between them. Then the packets are going to be exchanged in between the nodes, because they will be inside the range. And if they will move away, then the packets will get dropped. So here in this case, you have to follow the method and the program how it is going to be utilized. So if I will go back to my program, let's go here and you see here what I have done. So here, and one more thing also here I want to specify, whenever we are going to write about the extended service set, or we are going to use these two mobile nodes, one more thing also you should remember, there is a concept called BSS. Okay, this BSS is nothing but base service set. So what will happen in this? So in this base service set, there will be the base stations. Okay, what is that? Base stations. So in these base stations, actually what will happen here and what is there in this BSS? This BSS, I'll just write down here. And this BSS, it is consists of one single access point. Okay, what is that single access point? One mobile node will have the single access point where it is going to be retrieve the data, or it is going to access that point. So that is known as your single access point. So, and also it will have one more thing. What is that? All the wireless client services, sorry, devices, all the wireless client devices. So it is going to connect all these things together with your wireless client devices, and it will create, where it is going to create this base station, it is going to create as in your locally. Okay, otherwise you can say it can create inside your locally also, otherwise in some of the wireless LAN, which will have the value of like 802.11, that also there also it can create. So all these things together is known as your base service set, also known as your base station. I'll just repeat the concept once again. The mobile nodes, the individual mobile nodes will have the base station, where this base station will be having one access point where the mobile nodes is going to be connected, and also together they can form the wireless client devices, and where they are going to connect. Whenever they will connect, they can connect it locally also in a very enterprise, you can say enterprise 802, enterprise 802.11, otherwise through your LAN. All these things are here connected together to form the BSS, that is base service set. So this is also there in your program, how we are going to utilize this, because in your program there are some of the components. What all are that components? In the last time also we have discussed one component is says that, I'll just write down here some of the components name, how the components has been derived and how the components are. The components, one will be link layer. Okay, what is that? Link layer. One more will be your MAC layer. One more will be your IFQ. What is that? What is that IFQ? Last time also we have done, that is interface queue. So all these things will be together. These all are the components. So if you are going to implement this ESS, you should have these components, because ESS is consist of all these components. Otherwise, it will not receive any of the like signals from the wireless channel nodes. So if you want to receive any of the signals, then you should have this component. These all are known as your network components. And also one more thing, whenever we will do these wireless simulation things, we should have variety of parameters. What all are the parameters? That also I will just note it down. Whenever we will have this kind of wireless network, we should have the parameters. Now, what all are the parameters? I'll just highlight all this. It should not be create any problem to understand. These all are the components, and these all are your, I'm going to write the parameters. So here the parameters, what all are the parameters? All these parameters has already there in your program. So whenever you will see the program, you will understand. So what is that first parameter I have been used? I have used the antenna, then ad hoc routing algorithms, ad hoc network I will use basically. First I will write the antenna, then I have used the ad hoc routing system. I have you been used here. Then you can go for your like some of the channels, wireless channels you are going to use. That is also kind of your parameter. Okay. Then you are using some propagations model, radio propagation model. Okay, that also I'll write down here. That is your radio propagation. Okay, so radio propagations. Next will be yours, some of the instance value will be there for the topography, for the topology, or you can say the topography. That is also one kind of parameters. Then one more is there, agent trace. Okay, one more is there, router trace. So all these things are your parameters. This agent trace, in the short form we are going to use also agent trace, AGT, and this router trace we are going to use RTR, router trace. Okay, so this is the parameters which we are going to use in our program. Now let's go back to the program. We'll see how the program has been built up. See here in the first line, set ns new simulator. So this is for the instance for your simulator. Then we have already discussed the TF. TF is nothing but trace file. So this is my program name in the write mode. Then trace all the contents from your TF and keep it inside your NS. So you are going to connect it. Next, I told you that as it is a topography parameter we are using, so we should use the name of topography. Why we are using this topography? Because it will keep track of movements of your mobile node. So I will just write down also here what is the use of your this topography. What it will do? It will keep track of all movements of mobile nodes. Okay, so in a range, whenever the mobile nodes will move, this topography will keep the track from which coordinate system to which coordinate system it is moving. Okay, I feel you have understood this also. Next, moving towards here, you can see. So next I have given some like x and y axis. I have told you already here. You can see I have written here that some range we are going to give, right? Here I have written some range also, range or boundary. So that also will support your topography. So how you are going to write that? As per the program terms, we have to write $ topo load flat grid. Okay, this flat grid is nothing but this is the like creation of your x and y coordinate system, which will have this range 1000 to 1000. Next, you are going to create your animation file in your write mode. Next, you are going to trace all the wireless things as it has been connected to your topography. I have used here nam trace all wireless, then 1000. So within this wireless file, what all are the animations is going to be happen. All the contents of the data or data contents or contents, everything is going to store inside your NS. Then the next one is, as per the question, we have to implement the ESS, that is extended service set. So we should configure our mobile nodes. I told you we have to use the parameters. So what all are the configurations we are going to do? Here this paragraph is nothing but the configurations. So how we are going to do the configurations? So what will happen is, here is, as I told you, you can see the first sentence is node configurations ad hoc routing. So this is my ad hoc routing. Okay, so everything will be in your ad hoc routing. Okay, so that is my parameters. So I have used that. Next one will be link layer type. Which link layer type? I have used LL. Then my MAC type, MAC. What is that? 802.11. Next is my IFQ, interface queue. I have written everything here. You can see everything. I have written the components that only is been used here. So here this IFQ type is queue, interface queue. So drop tail. Then what is the length of this queue? It will be 50. Then for the wireless propagations, what will be your physical type? That will be wireless physical. Then the channel type, these all are components, parameters, everything is together has been mentioned here because these all are belongs to your node configurations. It is inbuilt type. Then the channel type is channel. This is my wireless channel. This is a two-way propagation type. Okay, in the ground itself, it is a two-way, so that two-way communications will be there. What is my antenna type? It is my omni antenna. Then the topology instance will be topo here, because from here this is going to take the value of 1000 and 1000. Then there will be agent trace and router trace. You can keep it as off, you can keep it as on. Here we have to get the data, so we have kept it as your on mode. So this is all about your node configurations. So now moving towards your program, next line. So here you can see create GOD3. Now what is this GOD? I'll just write down here. That is the next new term has come. What is that? GOD. This GOD is nothing but, I'll just highlight it. This GOD, the full form will be General Operations Director. Okay, General Operations Director. Okay, so this is the full form of GOD. So now here, what is the work of this? What it will do? Okay, so this is a object. First thing is, first point will come as your, this is a object. Okay, so if it is an object, what it is going to do? It will store all the global informations. Okay, it will store all the global informations. About whom? Whose information it is going to store? It will store all the global informations of the state of environment, like on the environment, which mobile nodes are moving from where to where, all these data it is going to store. So definitely it will work on your network or on your mobile nodes. So this is about your General Operations Director. It is a object we are creating as a object. It is going to store the global informations, and it is going to find out the state of environments, on which environment the network and nodes are moving from which direction to which direction. Here I have specified 3 because I am going to create 3 nodes. How to create the nodes? In this way. Already we know from the previous sessions. N0 node, N1 node, N2 node. So next thing is what? I have told you that you know we have to give the connections. So how we are going to give the connections here? So that connections also we should write. As it is a TCP, so what we are going to do is here. So here mine N0, what I'm going to, I will show you the output first. You can see the output here. The output looks like this. Can you see here? There are 3 nodes. One will be N0, one will be N1, one will be N2, and we are going to find out the nodes from here to here and the transformations and the throughput values from one node to another node. So this is your animation file, and this one will be your tracing file. I know by seeing this only you will be feeling what the values are showing. Don't worry, we will come to know individual things, how the trace file has been generated. And then here you are going to calculate the throughput from your N0 to N1 is this much, throughput from N1 to N2 is this much. So this much of values you are going to get it. So as just now we will consider only this animation file. As you can see, there are 3 nodes. So here in the program, I have written here the 3 nodes. I have created 3 nodes. So what I have done is N0 I have labeled as TCP0. N1 I have labeled as TCP1. Let's write that one in our in the rough node. What will happen? You can understand this. So N0 is connected to TCP0. N1 is connected to my TCP1. We used to do in this way before also. And N2 will be my sync 2. So here N1 is also a sync 1, N2 is also a sync 2. So here what I will write, again I will write in the down, N1 is also my sync 1, N2 is also my sync 2. It means that these both are my source, these both are my destination. So who all are my source file here? So here what I have done, I have created 2 source file, that is N0 and N2, N1, and I have created my 2 destination file. Who all are that? That is my N1 and N2. So you can see the N1 will act as your source file also, destination file also. So you can see both the things are there. So whenever we will calculate the answers, we have to calculate that from N0 to N1, this N0 to this N1, how much the throughput value. Then again we have to calculate this N1 to this N2, what is the throughput value. Okay, because I just color it so that you can understand also. This N0 to this N1 value, you are going to calculate the throughput value. This N1 to, okay, this N1 to this N2, you are going to calculate the throughput value. Why it is? Because that is a source, this is a destination node. So same thing will be there in the program. So we know that if we have done like this, so how we are going to give the connections now? Here I will just write down TCP0 is going to connect to whom? FTP, because always this TCP will support your FTP. So this is my FTP0, and this TCP1, how it is going to be connected? TCP1 is going to connect to your FTP1. Then next one, what it is going to do? Lastly, what will happen? This TCP0 will connect to your sync 1 and sync 2. So here I will write TCP0 is going to connect sync 1. So source to destination, and here again this TCP1 is going to connect to my sync 2. So I'll write TCP1 is going to connect it to my sync 2. Okay, so I'll make it as black because it is not at all related to my colored one. You will get confused otherwise. So this is my connections, how I have given the connections. I told you that before, source to destination, destinations to like source to destination, we need to give the connections. I'll just repeat once again. Here source files are there. So TCP0 has been connected to FTP0. TCP1 has been connected to my FTP1. Then this source also indirectly has to connect to my destination nodes. So TCP0 has been connected to sync 1 and TCP1 has been connected to sync 2. So here you can see TCP0 to sync 1. It means the throughput values has to be calculated from N0 to N1, and one more is from N1 to N2. Same thing I have written here. So these things we are going to write in our program. So coming back to the program, here you can see, so N2 sync 2. So now one more thing is also here, that connections is here itself. here, yeah, here, then I'll go back to the previous one. Here, set TCP0. Where is the TCP0? New agent TCP. So N0 to TCP0. See here the connections N0 to TCP0. So that has been written here. Next, what has been written here? Next is FTP. Here you can see, 1 minute. Yes, FTP0, which is present inside your FTP, connected with your FTP0 to TCP0. See here, FTP0 to TCP0 has been connected. Next attachment will be from N1 to Sync1. Where is the Sync1? It is inside your TCP sync. So you have connected N1 to Sync1. See here, N1 to Sync1. Here it is the connections, N1 to Sync1. Next is what? TCP connections, TCP0 to Sync1. You can see here TCP0 to Sync1. Before writing this, you should connect this destination node. Then you have to write this. Then what is the next one? TCP1 you have created. You have connected N1 to TCP1. See here, I have written here N1 to TCP1. Next will be what? FTP1 is inside your FTP, this FTP1 object, and it has been connected FTP1 to TCP1. So here also you can see has been connected FTP1 to TCP1. So whatever I have written, I am going according to that. Then you have created your destination sync2. Then you have attached N2 to your sync2 because it is your destination node. So here N2 has been connected to your sync2 as it is a destination node. Then we are going to write this line, TCP1 to sync2. You can see here TCP1 to sync2. So I have given the connections. Once all these connections will be given, we know that this TCP0 and TCP1 both are my source node. So the packets has to start moving from our source node only. So what is that? This one is nothing but like that is your FTP0 and FTP1. So these two values has to start with some milliseconds of time. So here I have given 5 milliseconds of time. My FTP0 has to start. Then again at in the time period 5 milliseconds of time, FTP1 has to start. Okay. So now this is the attachment I have given. Now let's go back to the program where we have left here. This part I have not explained you. So I'll explain you now this part. So what will happen in this part is whenever we have given the grid value, the topology grid value as 1000 into 1000, it means that we have created the boundary or range of our mobile nodes. So what we will do is inside that grid value, we have to keep our N0, N1, N2. Now let's go to the animation file. You can see, suppose this is my N0. It is not visible clearly, but still let's consider this is my N0 value. So this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So this coordinate system it will have, okay? And as it is not having any z-axis, so my z component values, I'll keep it as 0. Similarly, for this also one coordinate system, for this also one coordinate systems are there. Same thing I have written where I want to place my N0, N1 and N2 value. So my N0 will be set in the coordinate system 50 and 50. Okay, Z value will be 0. I have taken Z value. If you don't want, don't take. So in the 50, 50 coordinate system, N0 will be placed. Similarly, for 100, 100, N1 has been placed. In 600, 600, N2 value is placed. So you can see my all the coordinate system is in between my 1000 and 1000 grid values. I have not gone out of that because if I will go out of the boundary, then my packets will not reach. Now next what I have done here, I have set that at this point of time or 0.1 milliseconds of time, N0 has to set the destination. It means the N0 will capable to receive the packets within this range. It means this is X, this is Y, this is Z axis. So within this range of this N0, the surrounding nodes, okay, so only within this range at 0.1 milliseconds of time, if anyone is sending the packets, that time The N0 also can send the packets, otherwise it can able to receive the packets. Similarly, for the N1 also, I have set the destination values. So in within that range, it will be able to send the packet or receive the packet only at the time period of 0.1 milliseconds. Same thing for my N2 also. Okay, this is the setting of the destination values in the form of X, Y and Z axis. So this is the thing, this agent part I have explained you already. Now coming back to here, as this N1, what I have written here is, as this N1 is also playing as your source also, destination also, if you want to specify some more time period for that, that also you can do differently. So here the same thing has been happened. At the 100 milliseconds of time, the N1, the second node has set the XYZ coordinate values as this much, where it can send the packets and receive the packets. Similarly, at 190 milliseconds of time, it has been set the destination values in this value X, Y and Z axis. Then we are rewriting the procedure part, where the globally we are declaring NS, NF and TF. Then we are using the flush trace. This is the executable of animation files, where it will get the address from this ampersand. Then we are closing the trace file and exit. All these things has to start at 250. It is going to start from the NS run and it is going to be finished at 250 milliseconds of time. So this is all about your TCL program. Now let's see the awk file, how we are going to create the awk file. So what will happen here is, as we have, there are two nodes, that is my destination nodes are N1 and N2. According to that, I have taken my this variable name so that it will be understandable. So here what I have done is, I have taken count1, pack1 and time1. So which these three things is going to work out for my N1 node. Count 2, pack 2 and time 2, I have been taken it for my my node 2. Why I have taken is, I have one formula. First I will show you that the throughput from N0 to N1, the formula is count 1 into this thing, this form, don't worry for this formula, this one you are going to remember, and this formula is there directly in your book. Okay, the how this formula has been generalized, that explanations is there in your theory part, that also we are going to see. So don't worry for this formula where it has been come. So this formula to calculate the throughput, it is already there in the book. So how the formula has been designed, you are going to multiply count 1 and pack 1 into 8 divided by time 1 into this values. Okay, so similarly for this throughput for your another node to n1 to n2 is going to calculate in the similar way. So what are the variables I want to find out these things? So the variables will be count 1, pack 1 and time 1, count 2, pack 2 and time 2. So that things I have declared here as 0. So what is happening here? This is my conditions. What is the condition? $1. Since this $1 is nothing but we have the 12 fields. So that 12 fields, the first field, if the first field is, that is my event type, if that field is R in the sense receive. So if the event type is in the receive mode, then and $3, the 3 is nothing but your from node. Okay, so which node it has come? If it has come from your first node N1, and $4, 4 is nothing but your 2 node. Okay, so from first node to node AGT, I told you AGT is nothing but agent trace. So it has been traced. Then you are going to increase your count value. You are going to find out your pack 1. How you are going to find out your pack 1? Initially the pack 1 value was 0. So you are going to add this 0 plus $8. This 8 is nothing but your flag 1 ID number. Okay, it will create automatically, it will generate automatically when it will trace the agent. So that value is going to add with this pack 1 and it is going to find out your new pack 1 value. Then the next one we have to calculate the time 1. The time 1 will be nothing but 2. that is also is going to be created. This $2 in this field, the time will be saved. So that time value, it is going to save inside your time 1. Same thing is repeated for your next condition also. The first field, that is event type, if it is receive mode, and $3 means from node, second node, if any data has come, to node agent trace on, then you are going to increase this value. You are going to add this flag value with your flag ID, and you are going to set your time, whatever the time has come. Then you are going to end this, because we have begin it here. You can see it has been begin here. So you are going to close this. So end it here. Then you are going to write the printf statement, the throughput from N0 to N1. You are going to calculate all these things in Mbps. So this is the formula. Then again you are going to write the another printf, because I told you we are going to calculate the throughput from N0 to N1, because N0 is your source, this is destination, again this is source, and that is the destination value. Then this is the formula. So in this way you have to calculate the values. Okay, so this is all about your awk file. So now I will tell you the steps how you are going to execute. First, you have to go to your VI editor. You have to write VI lab4.tcl, because first we have to write the TCL program. Then the terminal will open. Then what you are going to write? The first program. This program you are going to, this program completely you are going to write till here. Okay. So once you have written, you have to press :WQ, enter. Then what will happen? You will just come out to the terminal. Then again you have to write your awk program. To write your awk program, you have to create one more file again. You have to write VI lab4.awk. Once you will write, the editor will open. You have to type this program. Okay, in the new editor, you are going to type this program till here, till this throughput. Once you have done with that, then similar way, you just press your :WQ, come out. Then we are going to run the program. What is the command to run the program? ns lab4.tcl. You are going to run the TCL program. Don't run the awk file. Okay, that we will do afterwards. Because once we will run this animation file, the data will create, the packets will start move. Then only the packets will go and save inside this fields. So this is our command to run your simulation program. Then you are going to run your awk file. Whenever you will press this ns lab4.tcl, you are going to see this window. So whenever this window will come, you have to press on play button. So you can see some packets will be moving from here to there. This is your timer line, as I told you before. Then you have to run your awk file. Awk -f space lab4.awk space lab4.tr. Okay, so this 7 is nothing is there. Okay, so this is lab4.tr. So lab4.tr already I have written in the program, in the TCL program. Once you will write down this, what you are going to see? You will see these things. Directly you are going to see this one. You won't get anything. You see here I have written awk file -f, this file name, then press file name. Then directly you are going to see this much of answer. So in your observation notebook, you have to write these values, whatever the values you will get. If you want to see your tracing file, okay, then you have to write VI lab4.tr. If you will write this much, then you are going to see this. But this is not mandatory to show. This is only for your reference. So here, all these things, whatever you are seeing, everything is according to your 12 fields. I told you, if it is first field is R, can you see here R, S, R, M, M, S, R, something has been written. So first value, if it is R, so it is going to consider that line. But again, it is a routing tracing on. So it won't consider. It will consider if it is R, if it is first node, if it is AGT. So that line only it will consider and find out the throughput. So from this trace file, the values, when I see here, this is S, but it is AGT, node 1. It will not consider because this file we don't want. Okay. So whenever R is there, this is node 0. That also we don't want. So whatever according to our awk file, whatever we have written, so that only we are going to consider. Here I have written the M means the mobile nodes, AGT means agent trace, RTR means router trace. That things already I told. Similarly, this trace file is going to work out. So this is all about your lab program 4, which states that implementation of your simple ESS and with the transmitting nodes in wireless LAN by simulations, and we have determined the performance in the form of our throughput while transmitting the packets.